Hey everyone, welcome back. And we're at turn 90 of NewCasting as, let's see what's happening. Lemuria's position actually is eroded a little bit in terms of territory. So we have a message, Abyssia sieging a German throne. This was a trade. I think they might have been brought back to an active role. I'm good for having a US president drop on me anytime. I'm still annoyed people are willing to meat shield for Joman, who gets the most out of this with the least commitment while already being in position 1 or 2. I don't think Lemuria Scare makes that prospect worthwhile, but I've given up on convincing anyone. Well, that's good, because I think you're wrong. I think you're about to win the game. I don't even think it's hardly worth it for other people to play. What's interesting is I think there's something that too can happen, like when you're... It kind of sucks being ganged up on even when it's warranted. It just doesn't feel good. Because, like, you know, like this Lemuria player clearly likes talking with people, and, you know, he did a good job organizing the Joman coalition and stuff. And then all of a sudden you can't, like, talk to people. People aren't friendly. People don't believe you. Kind of sucks. One thing to think about, though, is, like, the whole point of the game is to get in a position where you can fight everybody on the board. Or to throne rush. But I'm not really a throne rushing type, right? But Lemuria's basically at that point. So I think he's, like... He's been less aggressive recently in the past few turns. And I feel like that's to try to, like, turn people back on Joman. And I think that's the wrong move at this point. He needs to just turn into it and be like, all right, let's kill everybody. And all it takes is, like, you find a weak link. You know, maybe Ulm is doing a pretty good job. So maybe it's not Ulm. Maybe it's Abyssia. Maybe it's not Abyssia. Maybe it's keeping to push into Joman. Maybe it's stabbing Bogarus. I mean, anything. Like, wherever you find a weak link, once the next, like, domino falls, it's basically all over. With the fall of 40, all the territory I expected to give back, I expected to have to give back at the start of the war, I've now given back. Running out of delay tactics, I now have to lift some sieges and knock some armies out of this. Some of this with Lemuria, the other reason he's maybe not able to be as aggressive is I think he has the wrong research priorities going for Conjuration 9. At least my enslavement Pokeballs are working. I only got F1 access a few turns ago by empowering, and now I have a Tyrant and an Archdevil ready to Gift of Reason. And a free Charmed Heliophagi, so that's very cool. From statistics, yeah, I don't think my god's is getting cap recuperation as a white mage. Remember, kids, suicide is always an option. Yeah, that's true. It's cap recuperation is linked to the chassis, and white mages won't get it, so. What the fuck? Oh, this is Wind of Death. So this is Ulm's siege army, and this is I'm glad Lemuria's doing this. This kind of shows he's going to deserve the win here. He's doing the right tool at the right time. That's kind of the weakness of this army, is hitting it with Wind of Death. And Ulm doesn't look like they prepared for it, because they haven't been casting turn 1 anti-magic, which is the first line of defense against this strategy. So he loses a bunch of mages. He would have lost about a quarter of this almost, or maybe a third of it if he had done anti-magic turn 1. So kind of a big deal. Let's go ahead and just look around. Oh, we'll poke through these messages because there's not too many of them. Heart coming out, killing some things. Ulm attacked a Joman. I wonder if this was a miscommunication or what. Because they can't afford to be taking these losses. Maybe this was a miscommunication. We'll see next turn. Yeah. I mean, Lemuria is just being very, very passive. They're doing the right thing by hitting this with Wind of Death. I'm not sure if they can win a straight-up fight against it. And if you can't, you want to do this. But they still haven't popped the fort either. But I feel like... I mean, well, it's nice to have some ghosts sitting around in forts. Yeah, maybe this is okay. I think they're fine. As long as they're making progress elsewhere, they can afford to just let these guys slowly siege through forts filled up with ghosts. Oh. Lemuria attacking Abyssia with a proper army. But they make... Oh, Firestorm and Fire Elementals. Hello! Oh, no! You're trying to do things. I'm sorry. I have Firestorm and Big Scary Warbread. And a god. Ah. Yeah, this is what happens to Lemuria Look at this. Look how small this freaking army was. All right, guys, this is what I've been talking about. Hopefully this gets Abyssia excited. You just stop the crap out of this. 5 grand lemurs, guys. Lemuria made a mistake and did the wrong research priority. They need to make him pay for it. Oh god, the Lemurian Heliophagus. Still passive down here. He could actually take these forts. He really can. He should just come in and take 1 fort a turn. The other problem is you have to deal with Wind to Death, which a lot of these guys are really old, so I don't actually know how that would work. We have to see what their MR is, but if they have low MR and they're old, it's really bad Wind to Death stuff. But I think you should manage your mage commitment. Maybe get some stuff which is more resistant to it, like there's a bunch of like undead chaff you can get that is going to be fine. Reanimation, like Long Dead, can kind of still get killed by Wind of Death, but there's a lot of death type summons that are going to be better against it. It's probably worth thinking through, like, what are all the good chaff types against Wind of Death? Because I think that's really the main thing you have to worry about here. If you're dropping Firestorm and have Pillar of Fire and some killy dudes, you should take 1 fort a turn. Let's go. Yeah, big piles of dudes over here. Joman's still on top of this fort. Lemuria probably should be moving a big army on top of this to go ahead and get this locked down. It's pretty nice income. They're patrolling out all the observers on top of Allegra. All right, and I think that's it for this turn. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. All right, and actually in the recording, hopefully I can stitch these together. If not, welcome back. Yeah, let's go to the next turn here. Message from Lemuria. Considering Abyssia is sieging... Wait, did we already do this one? 91, 1 second. All right, 92, message from Joman. Message is right from Lemuria. Happy holidays, everyone, except YouTube and casters who are reading this in June. Well, hot damn, that's probably pretty close to when this one does go up. Probably recorded in Christmas or something. Okay. I don't think you get to keep this Wraith Lord. Okay, we see this is one of the demon lords. Somehow almost has a Tomb Oracle. Very cool. I guess he got that from Agartha. More Wind of Death. Do we have Ulm Adjusting? Turn 1 anti-magic. We might. I can't tell if that was anti-magic. We do. Okay, so turn 1 anti-magic. Ulm still doesn't have great MR, but that's good. They got him before the anti-magic thing went off. Didn't kill that dude. Lost a lot of illuminated ones. What if they burn out the communion here? That's a lot more mages than I would expect to than I would expect you to lose if... Maybe they cast it twice or something? Oh. No, they've reset the fatigue. I was wondering if they maybe burnt out the communion. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. Mass regen also helps. It would have saved a lot of these losses. You're still going to have some people just die from old age, but... yeah, kind of sucks. There's just the tax, fighting Lemuria in the late game. It's nice to do it before they have Wind to Death. And Lemuria, I guess that was a... oh my god. So this is that same army. I guess that was a magic phase attack. I'm not even sure how you do. Wait, what the hell? An eel? Oh, this is a different army. So he's spamming out Wind of Death. Wind of Death is also going to hurt Lemurian troops. But Ghosts have pretty high MR. Where is Firestorm? Where is Firestorm? He had the dude here, unless he got sniped. What happened to him? Wait, where's the other dude? Wasn't there... Wait, what happened? Wasn't there? Hold up. Hold up. No, he's using him as a thug. No! 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 Oh, they still killed a lot. It's these death mages on the Alm side spamming Wither Bones. Ultimately, a lot of stuff got soul slayed. Let's see if these... I have a feeling... Ice Devil got soul slayed. This Ice Devil... The Vampire Lords weren't getting soul slayed. Okay. But he stole a bunch of things. We can see the Sea King got stolen. This guy, the Ice Devil, got stolen. He's just stealing everything. What's up, Enslaved Mind? Yeah. So he stole an Archdevil again. And look at all the 3 Ice Devils he stole. And the Sea King. Oh, God. Oh, God. Doesn't look like he stole any of the Immortals, though. You can see they did a lot of heavy lifting. Wither Bones is really good. So that was what we saw here. Killed a bunch of stuff, but no Firestorm. Let's just do this from the map here. Yeah, I mean, this was this big battle. A little bit of misplay from Ulm. It's like, I think he doesn't want to Firestorm his own army. I wonder if he doesn't have Firefend. You really need it. Or like Army of Gold or something. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. You can do it with the water paths too. Must have that in every fight. It's like Lemuria doesn't have the counter. This is one of the most vulnerable window. Not like we're coming out of that window because we should be coming out of that window because Lemuria should have the research. But before Lemuria has Firefend, they are very vulnerable. Oh, this was the Wind of Death thing. Well, guys, I think that's it. I mean, if Ulm has really lost a ton of steam. They did so many things right. They were doing a good job locking forts down. They were putting together big armies. They were doing turn 1 anti-magic. I think they've lost a lot of steam now. And I think maybe it was Zan who said it to me or something. I can't remember. But one way to look at a nation is like, how many times can you lose an engagement and still be in the game? And it's a way to look at nations or positions. Lemuria can lose a lot of fights and still be in the game. You know, Ulm kind of just lost this one. I feel like the steam's already gone. And that's gonna, I mean, that's gonna be 10 turns to replace all that. So many gems and all those mages. So that's unfortunate for them. It looks like still Cold War over here between Abyssia and Lemuria. Joman, this again, kind of a bit of a Cold War. I mean, Lemuria is still in position 1 by provinces, but not by a huge margin. But I think it's pretty much over. Let's keep going. Next turn is going to be turn 93. Turn 93. Message from Ulm. Lemuria seems like a pretty strong nation. Yeah. You have to do pretty specific things to deal with them. Message from Bugaroos. Apparently Satis still has some assassins left. My army on their capital got a good number of them. Sadly, they mostly hit mages and not my decoy commanders. Due to assassins, I'm going to storm Satis this turn. I hope that my mage core is still intact for all the important spells. This means I can't ping, but continuously losing mages would be worse. The chariots on my south fort are going to be welcomed by horrors. Okay. Let's go watch some of that, because I feel like we haven't been watching a lot of it. He's storming Satis. God, that is a lot of Horde of Skeletons. If he's got battlefield wipes, I think he wins this. Fog Warriors, a bunch of things. Oh, we have Earthquake coming out. And we do have Firestorm up. So I think that's the... You can't... Skelly Spam does not work into Firestorm very well. Yeah. So he takes Satis out here. Loses a fair bit. Satis extracting their pound of flesh, as they have been known to do this game. Kills a decent amount of stuff, but now they have Satis. Oh, this kind of looks kind of interesting. Satis attacking Bugaroos. So he was trying to hit this with Horrors. Horrors probably not going to do a great job against... oh, they did call Horror. This was a sacrifice play. The real army is the Horrors. There's only one left. This guy regens 50% of his health every turn. So it's really a question, can they outpace that damage? It's not looking like it, but it's hard to know. Yeah, I don't think they are. Maybe they get a lucky round. And it's possible, I don't know what if this guy runs at turn 90 or what. Yeah, because Satis should run. I don't know if the Horror will. Okay, well, what happens there? Because Satis attacked Bugaroos but didn't win. Alright, so it remains in Bugaroos' possession. Interesting. I didn't know if it would go indie or whatever, since it was technically independent owning it at the end of that. But yeah, I think that's basically the end of Satis now, because Bugaroos has taken their cap. He's got 2 forts here, but I don't think there's anything left in them. Very cool. Let's see what happens over here with Ulm. Let's flip through these. Horror spam. This is the horror attack on the Tomb Chariots. It's a tart here. I don't see... I want to make sure we just don't miss any super interesting battles. We've seen this. This was, I think, Wind of Death again. Bugaroos and Joman bumping. Okay. So let's take a look at the situation here with Ulm. Yeah, they are not able to take these forts off Lemuria over here. There are, by the way, things that are just immune to Wind of Death, basically. Like, a lot of the dead summons, you know, you do have to worry about them getting witherboned. I'd have to think, what are the other ones that are, like, long-lived? Generally, if you have a long-lived unit, this is what you want to look for in the Inspector. If you're looking for, like, what kind of chaff should I bring that's going to be immune to Wind of Death? If it has a long life, like, humans usually, like, have a max life of 50 years or something. So if you have a long life of like 500 years and you're only like 200 out of the 500, you put up turn 1 anti-magic and you cast mass regen. Like technically Wind of Death might do things, but it's not going to do anything, right? Mass regen, anti-magic on long-lived units are effectively immune to Wind of Death. But yeah, it's looking like the game is going into like a more static phase where people are just hanging out. The problem is that all these holes that were potentially open, like these weak points in the Lemurian armor, those I think are going to be mostly fading out. The only silver lining to this is it's possible that maybe Joman's starting to like build up resources, get more tarts. He's got some Lemurian forts under siege here. Like this one's even popped, so maybe he can start gaining ground. And we'll have to see what's actually scripted when Lemuria decides to start taking some battles here. But if he's got Army of Gold and Firestorm and stuff, Joman probably can actually take these forts. Let's go to the next turn, turn 94. All right, turn 94, message from Lemuria. Feels good to issue attack orders once again. Okay, that's what I was actually thinking right when I just hit end, like, to go to the next one. Like, Lemuria really needs to be more aggressive. The lowest price server's Dispelled Gift of Health didn't tell me for free sympathy points. Man, people still worried about Joman. Kind of interesting. Dispelling Joman's gift of health. Dispel, like, you're just wasting you're like, it's really anti, like, coalition thinking, like, or ally thinking, right? Because y'all really do have to work together to take Lemuria down. You're not even getting anything from it. You're just spending your gems to, like, take out Joman's stuff. Right? So it's like a lose-lose. It can be worth it, you know? But I don't think that people are really scared about Joman. Holy shit. I mean, in Joman's... Okay, so we finally got a fight here. Wait, what happened to the army? Oh, was there supposed to be an army? Did the commander get sniped by something? Where's the army? What did he do? Anti-magic, earth power, strength of giants. I don't know. What spell is that with that effect? I don't know what that effect spell is. It's kind of weird. It looks like it's Gaia's Blessing. Okay, that's what it is. But we don't have Army of Gold. Oh, no, we do. Yeah, we have Army of Gold. Something happened, and this guy, the commander that got with the army got sniped. They probably would have won that. If they had Army of Gold and all those things, the only thing I didn't see was a battlefield wipe. But that's obviously unfortunate for them. Yeah, okay. I mean, Joman looks to be having way more success. They might actually be starting to cross... Yeah, they're upticking here. Let's see where Lemuria was attacking. Lemuria was going on the offensive down here against Ulm after kind of stack wiping them. So they're going back to take this fort back, which they popped. They've raided all the surrounding land. They rout this squad, which had a fairy queen in it. They kill a mage here and rout some wolves. Yeah, they're attacking this. Kind of interesting. Almost Gift of Reason this tart. This is normally the kind of tart you don't want a Gift of Reason. Or maybe it's just feeble-minded. Yeah, it's feeble-minded. You have to be really careful using these guys against Lemuria because they can just undead command it. And with feeble-mind, they get a big MR penalty. So, like, you don't really want to give these to Lemuria. Especially if Lemuria has a recuperation bless, I'm not sure. Oh, no, they don't have a chest slot, but yeah. Anyway, you still don't really want to give those to Lemuria. Yeah, things look like they're kind of coming undone on the Ulm front. And that was the front that I was, like, feeling best about. And then, oh god, the Ulmish Archdevils returning. Here they fail, but they kill 2 of the fortune tellers. Feels bad when your own unique commanders come back to haunt you. So yeah, things are coming undone. I think there's some interesting things like this. Bogaroos, now that they are more of a stakeholder in the game because they've eaten Satis, are they going to come back and help the coalition against Lemuria? Or are they going to turn and stab somebody? I think those are all interesting things. All right. Message from Lemuria. Peaced out with Joman this turn. Borders mostly as is. Nap 5 plus condition for ending if Thrones. Good news, I can focus on Ulm. Bad news is Joman's is close to victory as ever and very free to pursue it. I think the saving grace is that they've played very conservatively so far to leverage their lead, which sometimes is another word for smart, but also makes me think I might have time to deal with Ulm and turn back to stop them from winning. Projecting a bit, I think the next move from them is that Abyssia is as good as gone and split between them and between Joman and Bogaroos. Oh, so he thinks they're going to turn on... Yeah. He thinks that Joman and Bogaroos are going to eat Abyssia. Joman's informed me they pieced out with Lemuria. That's bad. I don't think I can hold out against the Ghost without their support. I considered pulling back to my cap, but I don't want to be that defeatist. I think I'll lose my lands around Agartha, though, as they are mostly now undefended without Joman's forces nearby. I wouldn't be surprised if Joman decided to turn on me as soon as they secure... as well to secure my southern throne. So what can I do in response? Well, I was thinking about them going to move away from buying the more expensive blood super combatant chassis and go to the mass demon summons. Storm demons and devils seem like they'll be particularly effective. Yep. Fiends of Darkness are actually probably the best. Because they got 2 high damage magic attacks. They're really good against ghosts. I think I should have done this a lot sooner. Yeah, you should have. Instead of buying all these like luxury summons. Yeah, they're another thing that are going to be very, very resistant to Wind of Death because they have long lifespans. And high MR. At least now I have a reliable turn 1 anti-magic caster. You've had that all game, buddy. You got recruitable anywhere S2s. You just put 2 gems on them and you can do it turn 1. I don't know what he's referring to there. Maybe he thinks you need to be a Astral 3 to do it reliably in turn 1. So it looks like I stalled twice over the holidays and messed up my cap defense, and the assault on the Bogaroo's throne. Going AI at this point was fun to sub in. I think I needed a more aggressive build in the game overall. Yeah, I think the build was fine. I think you need to play more aggressive, buddy. Like, you basically, the whole game was kind of, for you, I think, was defined by having an army that could kill Phlegra and then not deploying it. So, especially off the back of a lot of your defensive wins, right? You need to turn around and actually go on the offensive. But I think you were always thinking like, oh, I just need to get this like one more thing or do this one more thing. And it's like, nope, let's take everything we got and go for it. Now that might not, I mean, maybe you push back and take a bunch of Phlegran land, but you're respecting him. You don't want to take his cap or something. Like, I can understand maybe some hesitancy about like, you know, over rebounding, if you will. But yeah, I think like generally putting more pressure on the map for like controlling provinces, and off the back of a big win, like going on the offensive. So anyway, but it was cool. I mean, he stayed in the game to the very end, despite being what essentially should have been in an unplayable position. So well played, man. Oh gosh. Yeah. Firestorm fleas. Yes. Fire Elemental is one of the things that are very good against... Wait, how does he lose this? Oh, it's these consoles. Do they have fire resistant gear? They don't. Oh, but they have a Tark chain. And this guy's got really high protection. And most fire damage is AP. And this guy is not a very strong combatant. But we have Incinerates coming out. Oh, this guy's got unequaled obesity. That's what's happening. Max HP is 93. So he's actually a huge boss. That's like a super combatant tier, dude. Oh, they kill him here. What the hell? I thought he died. Oh, man. Okay, well, I think it's easy to see how they could have lost, right? Like, these guys get some lucky hits or something, and then, you know, the consoles kill them. But I just know in an alternate world, this group actually survived, and you only lost the Wraith Lords. At least nothing was stolen here. Yeah, I'm just losing a ton of stuff, though. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a pretty rough turn. And Olm again with more of the vanity summons. Yeah. Yeah, he needed Fiends of Darkness. It can be nice to get some of these Demon Lords to do like some of the high tier, you know, like Storm Demons or Fiends of Darkness or whatever. Yeah, I think the wheels are off the Elm wagon. Let's take a look at the map. There's just so many armies up here. Oh, Bissy is finally attacked, so it's just so uncoordinated. The time of Bissy's like, all right, let's go for it, is the exact turn Joman pulls out. That's too bad. But yeah, I mean, some of that just goes to show how good Firestorm is when you don't have the defenses for it. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that's probably it for this time. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. All right, we got turn 96 here. A bunch more battles. Joman going on Bogaroo's, it looks like. I think that's the other thing. Okay, so Olm manages to kill one of his archdevils. Watch this one. So he's casting Firestorm. But this water elemental is going to have his way with him. Yeah. Okay, cool. Manages to kill the Black Priest just from Firestorm. Kills the vampire lords, but the fairy queens survive. A lot of sea trolls running around here. I don't think there's anything here. I think, yeah, most of the kills here were just from Wither Bones. I don't think we have any battlefield wipes present. This is cool. So this is the main Ulm army, it looks like. Okay, it looked like more on the battle report screen. Got some skelly spam, falling fires. Okay, cool. Kills a small stack. Let's take a look at, we haven't looked at graphs in a while, and I think this is going to be the last turn for this episode. So, Lemuria rising ascendant at the expense of Ulm. Joman hasn't really made any moves on the back of this piece with Lemuria. The only reason Joman should piece out with Lemuria is if they think they have moves they can make where their score graph's going to be like, whoop, right? Like, basically one hit knocking out another player. I doubt they want to do that to Bogarus, especially since Bogarus is stronger now having Satis's land. Maybe it's Abyssea? Who knows? But Abyssea's just started attacking Lemuria too. Forts, income, gym income, research, Dominion, army size. Yeah, Lemuria's starting to go up again. Nobody else is. Joman's going up a little bit. All right, guys. Tune in next time. We'll be speeding through the in-game turns here, and we'll see how this all finally ends. So, until then, take care.